Okay, I think it's working. I think it's working this time. Folks, this is it, the Royal Rumble. Actually, that's Saturday, but we're not talking about that. This is it. It's Musical Hangout. It is Tuesday night. Unless you're watching this in the future, it's probably whatever day of the week it is that you're watching this. But it is Tuesday night as of this broadcast, and it is live right now. We're doing it. And again, unless you're watching a restream or something like that. But at this moment in time, we're live, and we have got I have such sights to show you, to quote the movie Hellraiser, which I did at church one time to a youth student. Separate story. Folks, I'm doing the brand spank. I got this album that people are digging. At least that's what I choose to tell me in my mind. I got a YouTube comment earlier. It was this morning. Somebody said, "You're a legend in your own mind, but you are not fit to hold Jimmy Page's jockstrap." And half of that sentiment is true. Now, be that as it may, we're going to get all funky in our bad selves. We got a battle ahead of us, baby. So it's time to get funky like a monkey. I'm doing it cover to cover here in my Macho Man t-shirt for the kids. I'm going to make this guitar howl and bellow like a nuclear kitty cat. We're going to become spirited explorers. Wow, that's a tongue twister. If you say that 3 times fast, I'll give you a fresca of the night and day and mid-afternoon. But, you know, I got to tell you, I work quite a ways. My new day job is quite a bit of ways from this undisclosed location here. And it's by railroad tracks. And I got to tell you, what's with trains? Like, haven't we figured out easier ways to... What's Elon Musk working on that we still have to use trains to move freight? You know, the old... Burlington Northern Santa Fe. I got onto that stretch of road, and I was like, crap, train. And then the train passed, and the little thingies opened up, and we started going again, and then they closed again, and I was like, are you kidding? 2 trains. What are the odds of that happening? And don't you just love it when somebody asks what are the odds of something that, like, already happened? Because, like, the answer to that, mathematically speaking, is 100%, right? If you're asking what are the odds of something happening that happened, it's 100%. It's like when you're watching those ghost hunting shows, and they're like going down the spooky hallway, and something kind of spooky happens, and one guy's like goes to the other guy and goes, "Did you hear that?" Like, the logical answer is yes. Like, I did hear that. We're both having the same experience. You don't need to ask me that. That's how you know those shows are fake. Anyways, we're not here to talk about trains, ghosts, or Aztec temples. We're here to get our funk on. Of course, the very first track on the album Imaginary Songs, which of course is streaming at the link below. Also, give this little stream a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, hither and yon. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. The album is linked below, called Imaginary Songs. You're about to hear the whole thing. This first song is called Boogie Your Blues Away. If you've been tuning into these broadcasts over the last couple of weeks, probably the last couple of months, you've heard this song at least once. So without further ado, well, your blues are bad, worst old feeling that you ever had, where you want it taken away. I got a method, let me show it today. Well, let me boogie for you, baby, I'll boogie your blues away. Let me boogie for you, baby. Let me boogie for you, baby. Let me boogie for you, baby. Yeah, let me boogie for you. Let me boogie for you, baby. I'll boogie your blues away. Well, you start off with baby, just to get it right. Play a little Richard and your feet take flight. How the wolf would howl and Freddy was the king. Oh, but step aside, boys, let the Z-Man do his thing. Well, let me boogie for you, baby, I'll boogie your blues away. Oh, let me boogie for you, baby. Let me boogie for you, baby. Let me boogie for you, baby. Oh, let me boogie for you. Let me boogie for you, baby, now boogie your blues away. Boogie to the right, boogie to the left. Boogie yourself, baby, with all your might. You go to church on Sunday, and you boogie for Christ, at least I do. Let me boogie for you, baby. I'll boogie your blues away. Let's boogie. Let me boogie for you, baby. Let me boogie for you, baby. Let me boogie for you, baby. Yeah, let me boogie for you. Let me boogie for you, baby. I'll boogie your blues away. One more time. Yes, sir. One for your tapping toes and your swaying hips, but don't sway them too much. Don't gyrate, because that'll get you kicked off the Ed Sullivan Show, if you know what I mean. And I think that you do. Of course, we're going to go through a variety of instruments, ladies and gentlemen. I like to do these things on the instruments I recorded them on. Of course, that was the Gibson Les Paul. I remember one time explaining to a younger, this is how I knew I was like maybe on the cusp of, I'm at the beginning stages of getting old, because I had to explain to another guitar player, a young man, that Les Paul was actually a man's name. You know, it's weird that we're at a stage where guitar players are like all excited about Les Pauls, but don't remember the man. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I kind of lean towards it being bad. But, of course, that is inspired by the 50s rock and roll. You know, listen, Grandma and Grandpa heard tunes like that, and that's why you and I exist. Okay? Nobody likes to talk about it. But that's the uncomfortable truth that you've come to expect from me on these broadcasts. You know, I mean, I was born because Kool and the Gang. You know, there's a lot worse things that could happen to you. Case in point, you can go through a breakup. And we're going to get funky about it in this next tune, which is called Quit Your Talking. Last night we had that fight, and like before, we're heading towards that door. That's not wise of you, woman. You're not the only bird that flies in the sky, or fish that swims in the sea, however you want to cut it. It's time you quit your talking. I mean, quit your talking. Yeah, walk. I don't want to hear you curse. I don't want to hear you yell. I'm no longer, honey, under your spell. Don't you text, and don't you call. Don't come back at all. It's time you quit your talking. I mean, quit your talking. Get walking. Oh, get walking. wanted to go. Oh, but I'm stubborn, and now it shows. Ever give myself a good gal again, I hope she treats me right. But until then, you know what time it is. It's time you quit your talking. I mean, quit your talking and get walking. It's time to do my walking. Yeah, a funky jam, but kind of a bluesy little thing, you know? Albert Collins did stuff like that, and, you know, Albert King as well. All of the Alberts, ghosts of many Alberts, did little funky blues numbers like that. So I figured I would give it a shot on the old black Strat. My pride and joy, the guitar that has been with me since the dawn of time, ladies and gentlemen. When God made the earth from 3 grapes, this guitar was there as well. And any guitar that can survive nuclear holocausts, being locked away in a closet for years, any instrument that can do that, whoa, almost punched my lights out there. That's the kind of excitement you tune in for. Any guitar that can do that is your friend. Funk Squatch is next on our list of delicious treats and funky meats on the old Gristle 90. I'm going to turn this delay off. This guitar means business, folks, and so do I. So there is no such thing as a funk squatch, at least I hope there's not. I made it up. But this tune has its, draws inspiration from the legendary guitar player, Greg Koch, whose signature instrument I hold in my hands. And on that first Koch Marshall Trio album from 2018, man, that was a long time ago if you think about it. There's this song called Funk Meat on it. And it's got some cool rhythmic things in it that I heard, and I was like, well, I'll be having those, thank you very much. You know, there's no originality anymore, guys. Everybody got something from somebody. Ha! A doodly boo. Or however ended that. These are technical things. That was Funk Squatch, the almighty cryptid. Everybody's all like afraid of Bigfoot here in the Northwest, you know, and they got like Yetis in the Eurasian continent, and like all sorts of other hairy beasts of the night and day. But I'm most afraid of the Funk Squatch. I missed opportunity to put that in an X-Files episode, but no show was perfect. Mark Frost didn't make the X-Files perfect. He left the perfect he left that up to David Lynch with Twin Peaks. I just realized I'm not recording this live stream, so this is going to be a pain in the neck to recover later on, but I will do it for you. Back to the Lester. Alrighty, so I did this one. I debuted it. I almost said I did it last week, but I wasn't here last week because the internet broke. I had to call Bill Gates and everything. I was swearing at him. That's a story for another time. I did this a couple weeks ago. Man, what is in this stuff? This is a tune called Tribute to Mike Bloomfield, and it started a while ago when I did this video on Mike Bloomfield here for the YouTube channel. And I realized just how loyal a following, you know, that Mike Bloomfield had. Here I was thinking I was on the cutting edge because there's not a whole lot of Mike Bloomfield videos out there on the YouTube, and I thought I was on the cutting edge. And of course, algorithms did their thing, and I found myself watching several hours of other people's content on Mike Bloomfield and listening to one of my favorite Mike Bloomfield records called If You Love These Blues, Play Them As You Please. I almost started saying it was my own record. The last record I did was called I Have No Strings and I Must Play, which you can check out on Apple Tunes, Spotify, as well as this new album, which we are doing songs from exclusively tonight, called Imaginary Songs, of which this is one of them. It's a nice little tribute to Mike Bloomfield in the key of E-flat. It's sort of a gospel-y sort of a thing. It's, I believe, what they call, academics call, a blues ballad. Playing an E-flat in standard tuning is a dangerous thing, but I'm going to do it for you. some Mike Bloomfield guitar licks for you, as well as my own things. My own delicious treats, if you will. What else can I tell you about that tune? I mean, just go look up Mike Bloomfield. That's all there is to it. Big guitar hero of Robin Ford. Also, I haven't decided if I'm going to do a video on Robin Ford or not. These guys, some of these guys, you know, they're unknown to the masses, which is kind of why I like to make those videos. But guitar players know these guys. You know, if you've been involved in the internet guitar world, you've probably at least heard the name Robin Ford. He's a decorated guitar player whose career goes all the way back to the 70s. He's worked with Joni Mitchell and some jazz guys, and has numerous records, and got nothing but good things to say about Robin Ford. But he's not selling out arenas, okay? And he should be. Will injustice never end? In any case, moving back right along, there's a tune called Mercury to Venus, which, for those of you keeping score, puts us about halfway through tonight's presentation. This one, I just wanted to throw a lot. I wanted to do a song, a chordal melody, a song that was all guitar chords, that had some fun rhythm and some cool ideas. But when I was recording it, I was like, I wonder what an Eric Johnson style guitar solo would sound like over this. So I had to do an overdub. But we're going to see if I can do that guitar solo here live. This song is also inspired by Mr. Jimi Hendrix over there. It's kind of like I was trying to fuse the Eric Johnson and Jimi Hendrix influences over a song, a chord progression rather, that's fairly common to gospel music. The results, I think, speak for themselves. So this tune is called Mercury to Venus. Again, I have no idea. I don't know anything about planets, but this song can be heard on the album Imaginary Songs, streaming everywhere. Yes, is the word that I'm looking for. I like that tunes. That's a fun one. That's hard. I forgot how hard that was to play. Should have rehearsed it. But otherwise, not bad. Fun stuff. Mercury to Venus. Little Hendrix. Little Eric Johnson. A whole lot of fun. Of course, we are now switching into the more fusion side of things with that tune. And we're getting into a little, I never know how to introduce these things. As whether it's this is way out of tune. There it is. What was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought there, tuning that guitar. Oh, yeah. This is sort of a psychedelic-y. I don't know, honestly, to be honest with you anymore. It's Viking blues existentialism. People ask me what kind of music I do. I've been meeting a lot of people because I started that new job. People are like, oh, you're a musician? What kind of music do you do? And I'm like, yes. Describe your sound, Viking blues existentialism. That's copyrighted, so don't steal it. But this is a tune called No Way Out. It just spoke to me. I didn't know what to call this tune. Advertisements popping up on screen. So I called it No Way Out. It begins with some Roy Buchanan-y type swells, and then things just get better from there. Yep. That's a fun one. A sleeper hit. I remember like writing that song and being like, this is going to be cool. And then I did it here a couple weeks ago live, and it felt pretty doggone good. Sometimes I forget how fun these songs are to play. Speaking of Robin Ford, that was inspired by a tune of his called Freedom from his 1997 album. I forget if it was Warner Brothers or not that released that. But in any case, 1997. It's called Tiger Walk. It's an instrumental album. And that was a tune on there. And I thought, that's pretty cool. I'd like to give a shot at writing something like that. And the song that I just played for you, No Way Out, came out. And I realized, hey, man, you're doing something right. If you hear a tune that inspires you, you write a song, and it sounds nothing like the tune that inspired it, you can't get sued that way, And on the flip side, if the Robin Ford ever hears this tune, he'll hopefully be impressed. Doubt it, but hopefully he'll be flattered. In any case, this next tune is called Me and Lady Luck, because that is the name of this here black Strat. I named it Lady Luck because Lando Calrissian, folks, after he lost the Millennium Falcon to Han Solo, flew a ship called the Lady Luck, and then Disney took over, and the fate of what craft Lando flew after the Falcon has yet to be made known to us. But this is definitely fusion. There's lots of elements of jazz. I spent a lot of time flirting with jazz. But like so many other ladies that I flirted with, our relationship was never meant to be. But you carry pieces of that with you. And so this song is one of those. It's called Me and Lady Luck. Here we go. and Lady Luck. That was fun, I gotta tell you. Playing these tunes, I haven't played some of these tunes basically since I recorded them. And wow, yowzers in my trousers. What? That was fun. It's a song where I can kind of just disassociate. Get lost in my intrusive thoughts. We were talking about that today in the office. Intrusive thoughts are fun. The other day, I was at that same intersection watching a train go by, and I thought, boy, the way people drive recently, there's been lots of articles about it here and there, but there's probably somebody out there that's dumb enough to, like, stop on the tracks, thinking that magically somehow the light's going to be long enough for them to get through. And there's going to be a long line of cars behind them and a long line of cars in front of them who aren't paying attention because they're farting around on their cell phones. And they won't see that that person needs to either move a little bit forward or move a little bit backward. It can get cut in half by the train. But on a lighter note, this morning my intrusive thought was, randomly I was just like, Littlefoot, Sarah? And I was thinking about The Land Before Time. Does anybody out there, any millennials, my homeboys and homegirls out there, remember The Land Before Time? They don't make them like they used to. Sarah. Anyways, this is a tune called Where I Stand. It's about an experience that somebody I know had. And yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. I did record it here on the Epiphone 335 for some extra girth and majesty. I love this guitar, especially on like this middle position. Not a lot of people use both pickups, but you switch to that neck pickup, it's quite meaty and robust, like Italian salami. That's an odd thought. There's no such thing as non-Italian salami, is there? Anyways, I'm getting lost in the cold cuts, and we're here for some deep cuts. So, this is a song called Where I Stand. Someone saw you standing alone in the blue light. And then he came right up to you and he held you near. I let them know when it was not me, and they were sad. But it's clear and I have no regrets, 'cause I know where we stand. I sat by the phone waiting for you to call. You said that you needed to think about us. I said that's fine, you know I'm a man that you can trust. You made it clear that there were no regrets, and now I know where I stand. I liked your smile and I liked your lips, I even liked that list. I don't want you to think I'm alone, I found someone new. So give me a smile and give me a wave when we see each other around. Your memory's dear and I have no regrets, 'cause I know where I stand. That's the peanut butter and jam we write about, as the ancient prophecies foretold. I tripped over the lyrics there at the beginning. Or did I? It's my song. You don't know. The only way to find out is to click the link down in the description box, Pilgrim, and take a listen. Now, this is a tune. I don't even know how to describe this. It's something I've been wanting to write about. It's about a problem that a lot of young people have. Or maybe they don't have. I hope they don't have. It's no secret that the boys and gals ain't exactly all right. That much I know for certain. But I'll leave you with that. I like to keep people guessing. Let me know in the comments or on Facebook and Instagram what you think this song is about. Child has gone astray, daughter defiled, his mind's in decay. He knows it's wrong, she knows it too. Like imaginary songs, it's not real or true. No one asks what other side of the screen. That tune is called Other Side of the Screen. It's like Dream pop, I guess is what the kids call that. And folks, here's the plot twist of this whole evening. None of this actually has happened. All the cool guitar licks, the not cool guitar licks, the right notes, the wrong notes, all the notes in between. They are all just figments of our a collective imagination. It really does make you buy into Jung's notion of the collective unconscious. But of course, like all dreams, they come to an end, and eventually we must wake up. But we'll share just one last imaginary song, folks. One last imaginary guitar solo. Can you hear it? And that was Imaginary Guitar Solo. Not just any guitar solo, an imaginary guitar solo, folks. That is your little sampler, live and direct here through the power of the inner Googles of my brand spanking new album. Actually, it's not that brand spanking new. It's about 12 days old, called Imaginary Songs. All sorts of fun stuff to be had there. Again, it is streaming at the link below. Thank you so much for tuning in. It really does mean the most, even if only 4 people watch this stream a week. If only 10 people or 1 person that isn't my mom or my dad or any of my friends or anything like that listens to anything I ever put out, I am extraordinarily grateful. Sure, you may not be hanging out upstairs, with John Mayer and, Joe Bonamassa, but you're always welcome here downstairs for Musical Hangout with your pal Zach, slumming it with all the cool guys and gals. Until next time, I'm Zach Hval, singer, songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire, signing off, reminding you to always drink responsibly, which means don't spill anything. Bread is bread, cheese is cheese. Praise God. Let's see, what kind of joke do I want to tell you? Oh, here's a good one. So, there's a classroom full of kids, and their teacher is teaching them about the word definitely. So she goes up to the chalkboard and writes out the word definitely. And she says, now I want each of you to try to come up with a sentence using the word definitely. And little Susie raises her hand, and she says, I am definitely going to the park after school. And she said, well, no, Susie, I think there's a good chance that you might go to the park after school, but remember, that definitely means that something is going to happen without a shadow of a doubt. And so she moves on to little Johnny, and little Johnny raises his hand, and he says, my team is definitely going to win the game this Saturday. And again, the teacher says, well, I know that you really want your team to win, Johnny, on Saturday, but wanting is not enough to make it a definitely. And then little Billy raises his hand and says, Miss, is there such thing as a lumpy fart? And the teacher says, no, Billy, there's not. And he goes, well, then I definitely just shat myself. We'll see you next time, guys.